No matter where you go in the world, no matter how little you might think you have in common with people who are not like you, here's one thing that holds true. We all love a good story.
It is simply part of being human. And it's not just the story that matters. What counts just as much, and always has, is how the story is told. For about as long as he can remember, Ed Romanoff has wanted to act.
Got a few things for you.
You're very good to me, Father.
That desire to perform goes back to when he was about 9 years old, a Cub Scout, and found himself in a TV station in Portland for a local show for kids.
And I walked into the studio on Congress Street, and I saw all this stuff in the air and the TV cameras, and I said, can I just move here? Can I just live here? This is what I want to do.
Executive policy is by me, okay.
For 40 years, Romanoff has worked not only as an actor, but also behind the scenes on the technical side of theater and television. In 2020, he began doing something new, narrating audiobooks.
There would be no second heat. I was too late. I pleaded with the starter, and he begrudgingly relented.
Each book is different, but in general, how hard is it to narrate audiobooks?
It can be a challenge. The reading is almost the easy part because you get to tell the story. The more difficult part is the actual engineering of it all, and I do all of it. I do the narration, and I do all of the recording, editing, sweetening, processing, finalizing, uploading, waiting, and go to the next book.
Romanoff says with a smile that the magic happens in the bedroom, and he does indeed record in a bedroom at home in Scarborough. It takes him about 45 minutes to an hour to create 10 minutes of finished audio.
The first thing I did was to hire a trainer, Dan Carr. I lifted weights, watched instructional videos on the 400-meter dash.
It's in his interest not to waste time.
This is something, you didn't ask this, audiobook narrators are paid per finished hour. So if I've got a book that's 16 hours long, I'm only paid for the 16 hours.
And it might take you 60 or 70 hours in all to do it?
Easily. A book that I finished a couple of weeks ago had 54 chapters. It is 16 and a half hours long, and it took me 3.5 months to produce.
Okay, so now I'm not so eager to get into this line of work. In a year and a half, Romanoff has narrated 7 books, fiction and nonfiction, all of them having come his way after he auditioned for the jobs. Are there certain kinds of books that you just know right off the bat aren't right for you, you're not interested, that you could probably do them well, but you don't want to do them?
I was just offered a book about suicide. I knew of people that were going through this, and it's like, I don't think I'm ready to do this one this week.
Ed is not the only entertainer in the family.
Oh, we stayed a while and did bide a while, and never more to leave ya.
His brothers, Steve and Chuck Romanoff, have been in the main folk group Schooner Fare for decades. And Ed has acted in theater, movies, TV, including this role from Rescue Me, in which he monitored a urine test.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do this with you staring at me, Doc.
I'm a medical professional, Lieutenant Shea. I do this kind of thing every day.
Well, I don't. I'm a little stage fright. I get pee shy. Do you mind turning around?
We're required to observe.
40 years of experience in bringing characters and scenes to life comes in handy. He recently narrated a book with about 20 characters, each requiring a distinctive voice. Just keeping track of that many voices is a challenge.
And I will label them because they come back later on in the next chapter or in a couple of pages from now, and it's like, I have no idea what that guy sounded like. And I have to go back and, oh, that was this guy. That was this guy. That's right. He was like this. That's right, Captain. That's how he does that. Yes.
Is this fun work? Do you like this?
It's a blast. It's a blast. I love it. I make the joke that I can do it in my sweatpants and flip-flops and never leave the house, except I make a point of getting dressed so it feels like I'm going to work in the morning. It's creative on the one hand because of all of the characters sometimes, and on the other hand, it's all of the technical aspects of it, of of being the production crew and doing it all myself.
I've heard these stories about audiobook narrators, especially people who do a lot of it, and they're sipping tea with honey and taking all these precautions to protect their voice. Have you had to do that kind of thing?
The protecting of the voice is just simply, I need to know when to stop. And no coffee in the morning, because it does dry out your vocal cords.
That has you alarmed, right? No coffee in the morning. It's going to have to completely and dramatically change your life.
I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could make that, even knowing that it dries out my vocal cords, and my vocal cords are clearly important to my job. I don't know if I could do it.
You're still going to stay with the coffee, which I think is the right move. We should mention Ed Romanoff has already won awards for his audiobook narration. Only been doing it a year and a half, already got awards coming in, and we've got more information about him on our website and app.